Casper's number one for New Country, My Country 95.5. It is Doc.
And Prairie Wife.
And your new bestest friend, Prairie Wife.
I mean, I'm hoping to get there.
We've been name dropping this guy's name. He hasn't even arrived in Casper yet, but he's going to be part of our Beartrap Musical Festival.
Yeah, it is Jalan Crossland. Jalan, how are you doing?
I am cheerful today. How are you doing, Prairie?
I'm doing good. So I have to tell you, we had a little bit of a debate how to pronounce your name, and I'm happy to say I was right.
Yes.
Nice work. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
I told her, when in doubt, just murmur and then act like you know.
That's an old school radio trick. So, Jalan, for our listeners that do not know who you are a Wyoming native from Ten Sleep, right?
Yep.
And I have read all sorts of super fun summaries of what your vibe is. I would say you're kind of like a bluegrass country, I don't even know what mix, but how do you describe your music?
Desperate and tolerable.
Just like our radio show, except for that tolerable part.
No, it mostly just put it all under the Americana umbrella, and that incorporates bluegrass and traditional country and traditional blues and things. So that's what a lot of artists nowadays are doing. Just call it Americana, because we're not just a specific genre so much as it was back in the old days.
Yeah, I love that. So my husband has been a diehard fan of yours for years, and actually Bosler, your song Bosler, he wishes that he had known it when we got married, because he feels like that's our theme song.
Great.
I don't know if that endears you to me or scares you, but
I am totally Switzerland on this, by the way.
Yeah. I'm just going to say my favorite line is the fruit of our loins and the tubes that ain't tied, because we have 5 kids. We have 5 kids.
One of the most romantic American folk songs, isn't
right?
it?
It is. It's just kind of, I think it's a theme. So,
well, I saw I think it was one of them artsy places, Jalen, that described you as an endemic Wyoming treasure. What's that like?
Oh, that's all just hype and lies.
You're still going to keep humble, huh?
Well, I was reading it looks like, I think you obviously have traveled the country, and I saw you played in one of the same venues as Paul McCartney.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that was kind of cool.
You did? Are you a Beatles fan?
I mean, I didn't exactly open for him, but...
I know.
Well,
there's only a couple years separation, though.
You can say whatever you want.
Oh, yeah, out at Pappy and Harriet's in Palm Springs, California. Paul McCartney had played there before. I was like, well, heck, I'm playing on... Must be getting somewhere.
Yeah. Did you see the new movie yesterday about the Beatles? Have you seen that yet?
No, it looked kind of interesting.
Dude, it is so good. I'm telling you, it's so good. I know that's not your music we're talking about now, which we should be, but I just got to drop that in there. That movie was phenomenal.
It looked really funny. I was kind of thinking I wanted to go see it, but the more I thought about the premise of it, did a power outage make everybody forget the Beatles?
No, do it.
You have to be able to suspend your disbelief somehow, but it seemed kind of far-fetched.
I'm going to tell you, it brought me to tears.
Really?
Yes, it absolutely brought me to tears. So you need to see it. You need to see it.
Right.
It's good. All right, so back to what we're supposed to be talking about. Jalan, you're going to be at Beartrap. Now, I know that you said you were going to be doing solo, so you do sometimes travel with an ensemble, or what happened with that?
Well, I had a band for 12 years. I played solo during that time, too, but then also had this trio. But unfortunately, my bass player got Parkinson's here a couple of years ago, and so started slowing down on stage, and he wasn't making the changes and having a hell of a time.
Yeah,
the drummer and I were just riding his ass because we thought he was smoking too much weed and drinking too much on stage. So he was like, "Come on, Sean, you gotta buck up, straighten up." And poor guy. And so after about a year and a half of harping on him, he got diagnosed and turned out so we had to break the band up, and it made us all sad because we all enjoyed playing together.
Well, I'm thankful that it wasn't like something where you guys aren't friends anymore.
Oh no, nothing like that. We're not like the Eagles or the Police who.
Or speaking of the Beatles, right?
Yeah, regardless of hating each other. No, we always really enjoyed playing together, and we're really bummed to have to break it up.
Yeah, I'm sure. But I'm glad that you're still going to be able to make it solo, because I can say I've heard you with the band. I've heard you solo. I just saw you at the Gumbo Fest, and it is going to be a good show. Now, you have a new album that you just released called Greatest Efforts. Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, I've been at this long enough. Every artist at some point in their career has to release their greatest hits record.
Right.
And you hope that by that time you actually have some hits. But even if you don't, by God, we'll put one out. This one's called Greatest Efforts.
I love that. Now, I got to ask, is Bosler on there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
Actually, the way I picked the songs for the thing is I did a social media reach out to everybody, just asking, what's your favorite songs off all these things,
What a fun idea.
It's 8 albums, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
So I just asked them.
I got to say,
everyone just wrote in the ones they wanted, and I added up what they liked and put those on there. So
I got to also say, the guy on your album cover has the same muscle tone as me. So
I can't lie, Doc. There are some
similarities.
Some similarities. So, Jalan, if they want to get a hold of you, how can they do that?
At my website, www.jalancrossland.com. There's a schedule on there of all the places I'm playing, and there's a store on there where you can get the new CD and all kinds of other good stuff.
Yeah, your T-shirts are amazing.
And if they want to contact personally, there's also a personal contact on there.
I love it. That's perfect. Now, this is the final and most important question. Are you going to be selling your Trailer Park Fire hot sauce at Beartrap?
I made up another special brew of it this year. It doesn't come out every year, but we decided to do a bunch this year. So,
well, I picked some up and gave it to Mr. Prairie Wife for Father's Day, and he has instructed me to get a whole pallet of it from you. So it was a big hit.
We'll bring up a bunch of the Trailer Park Fire hot sauce up on the mountain.
Good deal. Yeah, that's perfect for Beartrap.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for your time, man. We appreciate it. We're looking forward to seeing you at Beartrap. I know you played with what was it, the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band about 5 years ago?
Yeah, I got to get up and play on stage with those guys, and I've done Beartrap a bunch of times and have always super enjoyed it. And they always bring up at least one big headline act that's fun to see and meet backstage. And
yep, I think Saturday is Survivor.
I know it, man. With the Eye of the Tiger, I can't even count the times I've run up and down the steps at the Wyoming Capitol to that song.
I feel like we need to do a video montage now. I think that's the only thing we can do with that. Well, John, thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with us this morning. We will, of course, have all the information our listeners need to know up through the My Country mobile app.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Real pleasant talking with you.